Hello! I'm excited to be sharing the first video in my new monthly series for Waffle Flower Crafts, Dress It Up with Jess. Today I'm showing 2 ways to use the adorable new Bear Hug set, including a quick and easy card using some creative cropping. So let's get started. I just adore the cute Bear Hugs images, but sometimes I'm pressed for time and I don't have the ability to spend a lot of time coloring. So I love that with a little creative cropping, you can use this fun image, but at a fraction of the time it takes to color the full image. To start, I stamp Bear Hugs onto white cardstock with VersaFine and heat emboss it with clear embossing powder. I'm only going to use part of the image, so I use Copic Markers to color the cat, bear, and bird. I use YR21, YR16, YR27, E9, T2, T0, and T3 for the cat, E71, E74, and E77 for the bear, and B21, B23, B24, and B26 for the bird. I also use a bit of R00 and R20 for the noses and ears. As you can see, I start with my lightest shade first, then move to my darkest, and then I work backwards and finish blending with my lightest shade to make sure I have no harsh lines. I've sped up my coloring so that the video doesn't last for ages. Once I'm done coloring, I die cut the image with the coordinating die. Next, I've stamped the same image again with VersaFine and heat embossed it with clear embossing powder. This time I color the full image. I use the same colors as before for the cat, bear, and bird. For the pig, I use R1, YR61, and R2. For the bunny, I use BV20, BV23, and BV25. And for the fox, I use E97, E8, E19, and E11. Again, I've sped up the coloring, but followed the same basic ideas for the full Bear Hugs images. When I was done coloring, I used the coordinating die to die cut the image. Then I worked on my background for my full image card by blending cracked pistachio, broken china, and faded jeans distress oxide ink onto a piece of Strathmore Bristol cardstock. After I finished blending, I splattered the panel with water a few times and let it dry. Then I added splatters of white paint and blotted off the excess. I die cut the panel with the wave texture die and then added even more splatters of white paint. This time, I let the paint dry on its own so it stayed nice and vibrant. I also die cut the same die from a panel of white cardstock for my second card. While it was drying, I stamped sentiments from Bear Hugs onto black cardstock with Versamark and heat embossed them with white embossing powder before trimming them down to thin labels. For my first card, I trimmed down the full stamp image to just show the bear, cat, and bird, and adhered it to the bottom corner of my white panel. Then I used foam mounting tape to adhere the sentiment. I love that clean and simple look. For my second card, I used a ruler to line up my sentiment and adhered it with foam tape. Then I adhered the full stamp with foam mounting tape as well. Next, I added Clean and Clear and Up and Running enamel dots to both cards, and then added a few accents with a white gel pen. Finally, I finished the cards by adding crystal glaze to their noses and the bunny's tail. I love how these two cards give you totally different results with the very same stamp. And that's it! I hope this gives you some new ideas for how to crop your big stamps if you're short on time, or how to color them when you've got more time to play. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll be back next month with a new video. Have a fantastic day, and until next time, happy crafting! Bye!